Hello. So in this video, I will talk about how we worked during the workshop. We focused mostly on how to avoid plagiarism by paraphrasing. You know, with my colleagues Gerardo Abascal, Marcela Bulnes, and myself, we worked with our two T's to show them what was paraphrasing and how to use it properly. So we should begin by talking about what is paraphrasing. So it's basically when you take original content from an author and you put it into your own words, right? So it's not like just getting the main idea and putting it on paper. You have to change the main essence of the content without losing its rightful purpose, right? So you can do this how, you could change certain words, you can change the order in which things are said, but without losing the essence of the message. We taught them why this was important. So why is it important to them? We taught them that they are going to use it during all their life, while they're studying. It works in a professional level because you're always going to have to use somebody else's content, but not their words. So by paraphrasing, we can also make sure that we understand what we are reading. Because if you are able to explain something in other words without external help, this means that we are learning ourselves, right? And we showed them that when you paraphrase, you always have to cite the source of your information. Because by not doing this and not paraphrasing enough, it could be considered as plagiarism. So this was basically what we did. We gave them the tools for them to use it, and we explained to them the importance. And my colleagues, what they're going to explain next is the itinerary of the workshop and what was done during this time. And I think that this tool is going to help them very much during their whole stay here in Zamorano and outside, because some of us keep on studying. So I believe that they're going if they do this, if they did the workshop consciously, they're going to avoid a lot of problems in the future with plagiarism.
Good night. As our colleague Ali explained to us right now, we're going to talk to you about the schedule of activities that we had that day with the two T's regarding paraphrasing. So we took them through some steps and then we put them to test. So to see if they learn about paraphrasing and if they had and we make them practice it. So they had experience with paraphrasing directly. My friend Marcela, she's going to explain to you what we did that day.
So, in order to make the students know what paraphrasing is to avoid plagiarism, we showed them an 8-minute video from the site Learning English with Rebecca. Rebecca was a ma'am that gave us 6 steps that we can follow in order to make paraphrasing a better paraphrasing. The first step is to use synonyms. Maybe the author used some words, and so that you write something, and you're not using the same words that the author did, and avoiding plagiarism, you can use synonyms of these words. As well as synonyms, you can also use antonyms. The antonym may show you can change the sentence and use antonyms so that you are not using the same information that the author did. There are other 2 steps that you can use that are using phrasal verbs or general verbs. With phrasal verbs, it's just changing the verbs that the author used, and general verbs is using more common verbs that most people use. At last, you can change the phrases. You can change the order of the phrases so that it's not in the same words as well that the author did. The last thing that you're going to do, only if you can't do that 5 steps that I told you before, is using quotation marks. With the quotation marks, you're going to copy and paste the words that the author used, and you're going to put the quotation marks just that someone else knows that those are not your words. And Rebecca also gave us kind of a definition about what paraphrasing is. And paraphrasing is to express someone else's ideas and to use your own words to say the same thing that someone else did. After after showing them the video, we made the students do.
Oh, wait. But did Rebecca show us examples too to the students, or she just explained?
She gave some examples every time that she was explaining each of the steps.
Okay, so for each step, she threw in an example on the
Yes.
YouTube video, so the students could notice on practice
Yes.
how it would look like.
How it would look like, and
On
how
paper.
you can change maybe one sentence and write it in another way.
In a different way. So yeah,
Yes.
she gave examples of each step. Okay. So what did the students do after the video?
After the video, we had the students to fill a worksheet, and what they did was just the same thing that Rebecca showed them in the video.
Mm-hmm.
With one, it was a synonym worksheet, so there were some underlined words, and the students had to change those words and change the sentence in the words that they would use.
Oh, okay. And how long was this paper?
There were like 25 questions.
25 questions. So they had to change 25 sentences, and they had to use all the skills they learned in the video.
In the video, right.
Okay, right. And they changed the 25 sentences, and after that we corrected.
Yes.
We graded them,
We
right?
graded them so that the words they used and the words they changed were the right words
Right. Okay.
and had sense. Because sometimes things don't have sense, you know.
Right. Yeah. They changed the words, but they don't put
match.
in a phrase.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't form
They
a
don't
phrase.
fit in
with
the
it.
context.
Okay. Yes, that's true. Okay, so we graded them. We also explained to them what was wrong, what they did wrong, and how to correct it. So we matched what Rebecca told them with
what we know.
what we know, and how we help them improve.
So after this, as Mr. Sosa asked us, we had the students make a presentation so that they could show their classmates what paraphrasing is and what they learned with us.
That was a quick person. That was a really. We had to make that presentation with them really quick.
They were the first group, right?
Yeah, they were the first group, 2%. So they only had like 8 minutes to come up with a whole presentation on a subject they learned, and
they just learned, and but they did it well.
They did very well. Yes, I think they spoke well.
We chose 2 students because of the time. So
Right.
these 2 students made the presentation. They gave the definition of paraphrasing, what they thought of paraphrasing, of plagiarism, and we made them make some examples in the whiteboard.
Mm-hmm.
And as well, they asked some of their classmates to come up and to change and to do the things that they just learned.
Right, so do like exercise.
Yes, they did exercises.
So they chose students just out of random, okay, and they had to do it, and that was after that that's the only thing, right? They corrected each sentence if it was wrong. They corrected their colleagues too.
So they practiced what they just learned.
Yeah, so they learned, and then they taught. So that reinforces the learning system.
That's a learning system. That's what I was. Maybe sometimes if we teach someone else what we just learned and what we are learning, it's an easier way to keep and to remember what we are studying, right?
Yeah, even when our skills are a little low because we just learned it, if trying to teach it is gonna give us more of a learning experience.
Because you try to absorb more information and to learn it well, because you don't want to teach someone else something that you don't know, right?
Yeah, you have to express a raw idea.
So that's what they did.
Okay.
And that was the last thing that we had the students make.
Mm-hmm.
And
everything all right. So that was our paraphrasing workshop that we had with our tutees. Thank you.